Hi Bold Bakers! Today we have lots of reasons to celebrate. First off, it is the 50th episode of Bigger Bolder Baking and it is the first day of 2015, so Happy New Year from my home here in Ireland. To bring in the New Year in style, I thought we would make my favourite dessert, which is Pavlova with strawberries and chocolate. So let's get baking. So making Pavlova and meringue is actually really easy to do. You just have to follow a few guidelines and you're going to get perfect results every time. And one of those tips is to have room temperature egg whites. I like to leave my egg whites out of the fridge overnight so they whip up much better the next day. Another important tip is that when you're cracking your eggs, make sure that no egg yolk gets into the egg white because that will actually stop them from whipping. Another way to ensure a beautiful fluffy meringue is make sure there's no grease in your bowl or your whisk, so maybe give them another wash or a wipe out. And then in with your eggs. Before we start whipping our egg whites, let's get our sugar ready. Straight into the sugar, I'm going to add some vinegar. And what the vinegar does is that it helps to stabilize the eggs and help them foam really well. You can also use lemon juice or cream of tartar. Also to the sugar, we're going to add in cornflour. Now what the cornflour does, it gives you that beautiful marshmallowy pavlova that I love. Some people like it a little bit chewier, but I love the marshmallowy effect. Great, so we're ready to whip our egg whites. We're going to start the machine on low and let it form slow bubbles, and then we're going to turn it up and then slowly add in bit by bit our sugar. Another little tip to help your egg whites beat is actually add in a pinch of salt at the start. Perfect, so this is the stage when you start to add in your sugar, when the egg whites are kind of soft peaks and nice and firm. In my previous video for making meringues, I showed you how to heat up the sugar. So you can heat up the sugar or you can use it cold, it's up to you. When I was young, my mum would make pavlova for dinner parties and our job was to stand by the machine and spoonful by spoonful add in the sugar. It probably took us like 15 minutes. It's one of those food memories that you never forget. And that's it. All of our sugar is in there. Now let's check what lovely pavlova we made. Gorgeous. Now this is what you want, a beautiful stiff meringue. This is how thick your pavlova should be. Beautiful, look at that, yum. The pavlova that we're making today is actually chocolate. And how you do that is simply sift in some cocoa powder. You can also add in nuts, you can add in vanilla, any flavor you like, or you can leave it plain. Then gently fold in your cocoa powder. You don't want to knock out any of the lovely air you created in the meringue. You also want to keep some of those streaks of cocoa, so just do it kind of gently. Perfect, look at these beautiful ripples. This is exactly what I'm going for. Pavlova is another one of those recipes that I love. It's roughly 2 ingredients and it's so easy to make, and man is the end result awesome. To bake your pavlova, you're going to line 2 trays with parchment paper and then draw an 8-inch circle because that's roughly the size that we want. And then turn it over so the ink is on the other side. Lovely. Now simply scoop your pavlova onto the trays, keeping all of those beautiful cocoa ripples intact. And then just spread it out to the circle. Try and keep as evenly as possible, but don't worry about it. It's rustic and homemade. And then continue with the second layer. After doing 50 episodes already, you guys know that I'm obsessed with meringue. Here's the important tip about baking your pavlova. Bake in a low oven at 240 degrees Fahrenheit for 90 minutes. Once the 90 minutes are up, turn off the oven, keep the door closed and leave them in there overnight so they can kind of dry out. So here's some pavlova that I made yesterday because you can make it a few days in advance. And as you can see, there's some cracks forming on top, but don't worry about that, that will always happen. It's just part of pavlova's charm. These pavlovas look beautiful and I can actually smell the cocoa by just standing here. Although our pavlova is cocoa flavoured, I kind of want an extra oomph of chocolate. So we're going to serve it with plain cream and chocolate cream. Go ahead and whip up some cream as you normally would. To make your chocolate cream, add some whipped cream to your cooled melted chocolate. Add in a little bit at the start, mix it to introduce it, and then add in the rest. Keep on mixing so that the chocolate doesn't set. A lovely flavour that complements chocolate well are strawberries, and I'm going to put them in the centre and on top of our pavlova. These strawberries are local in my hometown of Wexford in Ireland, and they're some of the nicest you'll ever eat. Now let's bring it all together and assemble our pavlova. Because pavlova is so delicate, make sure you assemble it on your serving dish. Top this generously with your chocolate cream, which actually is kind of like a little mock chocolate mousse. For your pavlova base, pick whichever pavlova wasn't looking the best, because you can always cover it over with the cream. Bring it all the way out to the edges. It looks so decadent. Next, add a thick layer of your freshly whipped cream. I think what I love about this dessert is actually the texture. It's the crispy and the soft and the creamy. I'm all about textures when it comes to dessert. Next, top with a layer of sliced strawberries. You can be as generous as you like with these. Carefully lay your second pavlova on top and garnish with some of your chocolate cream, fresh cream, and then some whole beautiful strawberries on top. And then for a nice finishing touch, I like to add some grated chocolate. And there you have it, a beautiful decadent dessert worthy of any celebration. Happy New Year to my bold bakers everywhere. I have huge plans for 2015, so make sure you subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on any of the great episodes to come. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you back here again next Thursday for more bigger, bolder baking.